Islamophobia is as old as Islam itself. The tribes of the Quraysh, the early Meccan society, was just as afraid of Islam as many people and countries are today. But why is that? What is the transformative power of stating that there's nothing worthy of worship besides one God, and that Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, is his messenger? What's so scary about that? You see, we have to distinguish between two things first and foremost. This is education for those who are not Muslim. What Muslims do and what Islam is are two different things. The behavior of some Muslims and the fundamental teachings of Islam are two different things. Judge the religion by the fundamental teachings of it, the Quran and the authentic sayings of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, not what Muslims do. All praise be to God. I'm part of the March 15th Forum, which is the national day to combat Islamophobia. On March 15th, that is the national day to combat Islamophobia. A lot of actions that we see going on in the world that we live in today are being targeted towards Muslims unfairly. Oppression, segregation, deprivation, apartheid, injustice, just because of a person's faith. Actions are what should be judged, not necessarily what somebody believes, just because they believe different than you. And this is being pushed, this narrative is being pushed by the global leaders of the world. I mean, we had a ban on Muslims. A ban on Muslims, to even make that statement is very dangerous to all Muslims across the world, because it makes people think that there is something inherently wrong with Muslims. Now, there may be Muslims who act out. I'm not going to disagree with that. There are Muslims who misbehave. There are Muslims who are extreme. But there are all types of people who are also misbehaving and extremists in their own right. Islam does not have a monopoly on extremism. And Islam, in fact, does not promote extremism. Allah says in the Quran, in fact, that the person who kills one person, just one single soul, unjustly, it is as if they have killed the entire world. And rather, if somebody saves one person, it is as if they have saved the entire world. Justice is something that is commanded for the believer, even if it is against their own selves. If you see yourself committing injustice, you have to stop yourself first and foremost. But if you see your Muslim brother or sister committing an injustice, you have to speak out against it, and you have to stop them too. So it is our job as Muslims to combat Islamic extremism as much as it is our job to make people aware about the dangers of Islamophobia. We have to speak out against bad actors, and we also have to educate people about what Islam really is. Islam is the religion of peace through submission. And what we want as Muslims is peace as much as any other peaceful people. It's your brother Imam Muhammad Abdullah. Join me on March 15th to combat Islamophobia. Check out the March 15th organization, or the March 15th forum.org. You can find out all about how we're combating Islamophobia, first and foremost by educating people, but also calling out extreme Islamic groups that do not represent the true fundamental teachings of Islam, which is peace, love, and justice for all. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.